Welcome to the First Touch Team App demo. My name is Nick Riccio. You can see on this iPad device, this is the First Touch Team App icon. And by tapping on that icon, you get access to the app. I'm logged in as Coach Joe Esposito, and currently I'm working with a U14 boys team. By tapping next to the name and in My Teams and Groups, you'll see I have the ability to toggle between each team that I coach or each team that I participate in. Now, it's important to know that because many coaches out there are coaching multiple teams or groups. So simply by tapping on this U13 girls group, you'll see I've switched into the U13 girls team so that all the contacts that I'm speaking with or sending alerts to or sharing photos in the gallery with are related to this girls team. Going back to the boys team, I'm going to switch back in and start to show you some features of the app. The first is the alert feature. By tapping on alerts, you'll have the ability to retrieve the history of the alerts that are sent, as well as create alerts. Now, only staff members or team members with administrative rights will see this red Create Alert button. By tapping on the Create Alert, you'll see that it brings up a screen for me to create the alert. A simple tap of the subject allows me to select a preloaded subject, like a change notice, or I can also type in a message, type in an alert title on my own. I can tap in the gray area for adding any text, or by tapping on the calendar, I can associate it with a calendar event. Now I've basically included all the information that I want to send out in this alert, but First Touch really steps up its communication by allowing you to record your voice message and accompany that with the rest of the alert subject. I tap Send, and that goes out to the entire team. In Messages, you've got the ability to send a message to individuals or groups of people within your team. If I tap on the group, you'll see the groups of people that I've created or that the app comes with populate. I'm going to send out a team message, so I'm going to select Team at the bottom. I'm going to tap in the composition box, and again, you can include text. And then by tapping on these icons to the left, you'll be able to record a voice message and attach to it, select a photo from the gallery, or take a picture or video on the spot. So all in one message, you can attach voice, video, picture, and text and send that off to the team. The messaging is excellent for educational and motivational reasons, as well as simple ways of players communicating amongst each other, parents setting up carpool groups and communicating amongst each other, and the coach certainly being able to communicate with their fellow staff members as well as the players and the parents. In the contact list is set up in the First Touch administrative site, and I do a separate demo on registering your team, setting it up on the admin site so that you can quickly get into the app functionality. But you are setting up your staff members, your players, family members if you choose to have them in the app, and then subgroups where you can send out targeted messages to groups. Again, I mentioned parents that could create groups for carpool reasons. I, as a coach, can send messages to positional players. I can send it to staff and players, or I can send it, I've created a group called Captains. If I select the captains and I want to add or remove participants to that group, that's quite simple to do by just selecting one other person, and it adds them to the group. I can also delete the group here if I need to. For any of the groups, you've got the ability to communicate in one of two ways. One is through a First Touch message, which I showed you how to construct that message before. And the other, which is a nice feature of the app, allows you to select the email function, and it populates everybody's email address. You type in a subject and the text, and you're sending off an email to the team as well. So there's some nice communication and cross-functionality options for both instant messaging through First Touch, as well as emailing your team if you need to. When I click on a player, if I click on a player, Andrew Fund, you do have the ability to call Andrew if there's an emergency, or text message Andrew as well. Same with parents. You'll have the ability to call them if there's an emergency or text them. In the team gallery, you've got both a photo gallery and a video gallery. You've got a built-in camera where you can take pictures or record videos. Those pictures or videos, as you take them with a First Touch camera, will store under your collection. So you can see this picture that I've taken, it stores under my collection. If I want to share that with the team, I can simply choose this action icon in the upper right, and I can click Share with Team. What that will do is effectively take it from my collection and move it into the shared album. Any photos and videos that are stored in the shared album are shared among the team members that are logged into the app. You can also select a photo, and again, by selecting this action icon, you can attach it to a First Touch message right from the gallery. So then you simply select who you're sending it to, and you would select a subject, and you could send that away. Under Calendar, you've got the ability to create team events by simply selecting a title, and you can see that the app has a nice loaded, preloaded menu of events you can select. By selecting the team calendar, this ensures that you are sharing this with the team so it shows up on everyone's device. I can choose a location, which auto-saves as you enter locations, which is really convenient. I can choose my times. I will switch that from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can repeat the event in the calendar, and you can also add reminders to the event. I'll do 1 day before, as well as add a reminder 1 hour before. In addition, you can have players RSVP to your events if that's important to do. If it's not important, you can simply turn it off. If it is, you'll want to turn it on, and if you'd like to see the team, if you'd like the team to be able to view the RSVP responses, you'd turn that on as well. I'm going to leave it off. You can also add additional notes. That will save the event, and now I've created a 6 p.m. practice for the 21st. When I click on that event, and when all of my team that's using the app clicks on the event, they'll see this view. They'll see the practice title, the date and the time details. When they click on the location, they will have a GPS-enabled map, which is really nice for away events. And they'll have all the other details, including the notes. If you are a staff person or administrator, you'll have the ability again to check the RSVP. You've got a nice summary of the yeses and nos and the not yet replies. The yeses show up as a green check mark, the nos as a red X, and the not yet replies obviously as a question mark. If there is only one person who hasn't replied, simply by tapping on their name, it'll take you to their message screen with a one-on-one message with that player. You can make cancellation and changes directly from the app relating to the event. And if you do change anything having to do with the event, if I want to change it from 6 to 7 p.m. and I click Done, the app will prompt you if you want to alert the team. If I choose Yes, it will autofill an alert for me relating to the change. And if I choose No, it won't send the alert. So I like to say if it's an urgent message, you may want to send an alert. If it's something a couple weeks in advance and you're just changing the calendar, you may not want to send an alert. There's game reporting features here. We've got player ratings and roll call. Quite often players who do respond with an RSVP saying yes, they may not actually show up to the practice or the game. You have the ability in First Touch to simply tap on the yes, change it to a no, which is effectively you taking a more accurate attendance. You've also got a player rating on a scale of 1 to 10. You save these, you've now effectively captured on an event-by-event basis, both attendance and player ratings. In games, when I choose a game, again, you've got the GPS-enabled map. You've also got reminders. You've got the RSVP, and you have some more statistical metrics where you can record final game stats. All of these will be tailored to your sport. You can also select an MVP. Those are the features of the calendar. Under News, you've got the ability to customize the news page to something that might tie in with your website, in a news feed going to your website. All of the customization is controlled in the First Touch admin site, and it automatically syncs up and links up with the app. Same with curriculum. You'll have the ability to make this curriculum what you would want it to be through the First Touch admin site by simply including a URL. I like to say curriculum is a great place to include sports-related articles on injury prevention, sports nutrition, and things like that for all your team members to view. You've got a team store. This can be updated to a store that your organization uses, or perhaps a storefront of a product that is that your school uses, or uniforms that you wear. By swiping the screen to the left, you've got some additional customization features. These are all controlled again by the First Touch admin site. So you can update these games and bookmarks to include things like league standings, social media handles, and anything that pertains to your team. Under the settings, this is where you would upload your account picture or include your phone numbers, mobile, home, or your address, and change other parts of the app on a user-by-user basis. That's the First Touch Team app. I hope you enjoyed this demo.